Moody on the Move is presented by United Federal Credit Union. We get you.
We hear the warnings all through our lives, but are we actually listening? Hi everybody, it's Pat Moody with another edition of Moody on the Move. And this time we're at Professional Hearing Services in St. Joe with some good advice on how to protect one of your most critical senses. It's all made possible by our good friends from United Federal Credit Union. We get you. It's human nature. We never think hearing loss is going to impact us. But with the proliferation of noise, coupled with earbuds and headphones and more, it's time for all of us to think again. Julie Duensing is CEO at Dr. Caseworm's Professional Hearing Services here in St. Joe. And Julie, the trends are really becoming alarming.
That's true, Pat. The average age of a hearing aid wearer is down from 68 to 60, and it's just amazing. Even among teens, it was 1 in 14, and now it's 1 in 7. So 1 in 7 teenagers already is experiencing hearing loss.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, you stop to think about it, and they're walking around with earbuds all the time and headphones on. There's already noise around them anyway, and it's not getting any better, obviously.
People's perception of their hearing loss is so different from what their actual prescription is. By the time it takes probably an average of 4 years for someone to experience some hearing loss before they actually come in and have a hearing test. And in that, they've missed so many little things. The sound of the cars, the doors locking on their car, just crickets, little birds, things that they tell us they never knew they were missing until they heard them again.
When you talk about driving, I remember one of the first things after I got my hearing aids, I was amazed at how loud the turn signal was. Tick, 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 tick. It's like, holy cow.
Oh, I've been missing that.
What's going on? I'd missed it completely. Didn't even realize it wasn't on. So, Dr. Terry, hearing loss can be tragic enough, but the latest studies continue to show that the impact really goes far beyond our ability to hear conversations and turn signals and things like that. It's directly affecting a broad range of health issues and cognitive capabilities for us.
Absolutely. There was just a presentation this summer that from a group, and I'm going to look at this so I make sure I have it right. It's the Aging and Cognitive Health Evaluation in Elders Study. It's a long-term study that's been going on for years. They call it the ACHIEVE study for short. But at the presentation, they showed that people with hearing loss who wore hearing aids had a 48% slower decline in their cognitive decline over that period of 3 years. To those of us who've been reading the different studies, everything from John Hopkins' study that started back in, I think, 2011, and going forward, everything has shown that hearing loss is probably the only thing that you can actually do and do something positive for yourself to treat your hearing loss, wear hearing aids, to help yourself slow any decline of dementia if you're at risk for it.
And so many other things that you have no control over, at least take the opportunity to capitalize on increasing the capability of hearing so that you reduce that cognitive decline. And if you can reduce it that dramatically in a short period of time, why wouldn't you?
Well, that's the big question for a lot of people, and I often wonder, but we know, and we've known for several years, that people even with a very mild to moderate hearing loss, so people who may not even realize they have a hearing loss yet, it makes them 2 times more likely to develop basically to develop dementia as they age. And if you have a more severe hearing loss, it's 5 times more likely.
Julie, the good news is there are solutions. Unfortunately, we get a steady drumbeat in life these days for the over-the-counter options, Everybody, I think it's very naive of us to think that one device out of a box is going to resolve everything from a little ringing in the ears to a serious range of hearing loss. We all know that a pair of cheaters, you know, from the dollar store is not going to resolve a critical eyesight problem. Why do we think hearing aids are different? What's with the, everybody thinks that an over-the-counter solution is going to be just fine.
Right. You know, Pat, part of it is over-the-counter solutions have been out there for a number of years now. They've been in the media just more recently, and we're thankful for that, actually. It's given people more awareness to hearing loss, and so it's added additional questions for, you know, our hearing professionals as people come in. And people have so much more access to information. We like that they do their research. We like them to be aware, but we also know that they benefit more when they see a hearing professional. So do your homework, you know, find out your information, but then go to a trusted hearing professional and have that consultative conversation to find out what's really an option, you know, for you. Many people, you know, there's only about 30% of people that have a hearing loss that actually do something about it. And again, it goes back to that prescription versus perception. They think it's okay to have a little bit of a struggle in a noisy environment. They blame the restaurant or whatever it may be when it's really their hearing loss. So it's important to know that those over-the-counter hearing devices are not set specifically. They're not prescription devices. They're not going to address specific you know, hearing levels that need to be addressed and are done so by our professionals. And the other part of it is it's just it's not just take it out of the box and stick it in your ear and you're on your way and there you go for the next few years. There are great things that our professionals do to help them adapt to wearing a device and, you know, the environments that they're in. People, because they've waited so long, on average 7 years from the time that they experience hearing loss to the time they do something about it, those over-the-counter devices also don't fit their range of hearing loss. And so that's another great thing that we can help show them what is normal hearing, where those over-the-counter devices will fit, and, you know, what their hearing loss looks like. So,
you know, hearing aids are not like what your grandparents wore at all anymore. They have changed tremendously. Technology in the last 10 years is so different. In the last 2 years, it's very different. And, you know, as you look at hearing aids, you know, people, you know, the over-the-counter devices are specifically for people with a very mild to moderate hearing loss. And they're set to one prescription. And if you fall outside of that, it's not correct for you. And that's one thing we do here is that we not only do the hearing test so that you have your prescription for what you need in a hearing aid, but we also verify that it matches. We follow up with that. We have you come in for regular appointments, for regular checks to make sure the hearing aids work well. But then again, we also turn around and we're going to test your hearing again in a year to make sure that your hearing hasn't changed, and if it has, we can adjust the hearing aids to the new prescription. And so there is a lot that goes into it as far as, you know, that service of following, and that is one thing that here at Professional Hearing Aids, here at Professional Hearing Services, that I don't think that you really get other places, is that service, that care. We care about how you hear. We're not here to just fit you with hearing aids. We're here to make sure that you hear, that you enjoy life, that your quality of life improves, and that we're here to just make it better for you.
So Julie, basically, what's the next best step for anybody that thinks that they might not be hearing the best that they possibly could be?
Well, certainly, Pat, we invite everybody to take advantage of our free hearing screening. That's really the first best step. Get your answers, find out what you know and what you don't know. And certainly we have an amazing team here at Professional Hearing Services. I mean, Dr. Terry's been with us almost 20 years
20
now.
years in December.
We're super happy to have her and her expertise, and patients absolutely love her. We've recently added 2 additional professionals to our team. Dr. Grady Hilge and Dr. Mitch Kissick are also part of our team. And, you know, just to make contact with us, reach out to us, whether it's by our website, prohear.net, or calling us directly. to schedule an appointment and take advantage of the free hearing screening, meet our team of professionals, and just get your questions answered.
Well, you certainly made it better for me. There's no question about that. So, folks, all I can say is, do the follow-up. Check it out, prohere.net. Stop down at the office here in the Edgewater neighborhood of St. Joe. Pick up the phone, call, do whatever, but have your hearing checked, folks. It makes a world of difference. My thanks to Julie and to Dr. Terry for helping us to help you better understand how you can hear better. And if you take that next step and actually have your hearing checked, you might be surprised. You might be surprised, like a friend who thought she couldn't hear and came and had her hearing checked and walked away saying, no, you just need to pay attention more. It's the only problem that you have. So, thanks to the team here at Professional Hearing Services, Dr. Caseworm's Professional Hearing Services, Edgewater neighborhood of St. Joe. And our thanks to Ryan and Joel from the team at Little Red Fern Productions, who always make us look fantastic. And our huge thanks to the team at United Federal Credit Union who make it all possible. Remember, you can see this at any time and all the other in the entire series of Moody on the Move at moodyonthemove.com. We'll see you next time when we are on the move again.